confession to make. Before I started teaching college level piano classes, I had never practiced this one chord exercise that we are diving into today. And then out of nowhere, I was tasked with grading students on the very skill I had barely touched myself. And what happened next completely changed the way that I approached the piano. I discovered how this very simple yet powerful exercise can transform your playing and unlock a deeper level of confidence, especially when it comes to chords. Hey piano people, I'm Ashley. Welcome to Ashley Young Music Studio, where you learn how to practice smarter, not harder. Let's dive in. So what is this one chord exercise that most piano players skip? It's drilling chord progressions in all the keys. And you can actually do this successfully regardless of your level. And I'm gonna show you how. Now make sure you stick around to the end of the video, where I'm also going to give you a free PDF that shows you exactly how to implement what you're learning in your practice sessions. Now the awesome thing about this exercise is that you can actually do it with any chord progression, and you're going to see why in just a moment. So today we're gonna start with something really simple. We're gonna be doing the 1-5-1 chord progression. This is just to show you that you can really do this with any chord progression. And the first thing that we're gonna do is play it really slowly in the key of C. And so if you're at your piano, you can actually follow along with me, and if not, that's okay, you can just watch. So you have your C chord. We're gonna go to a G chord in first inversion, so we don't have to move our hands. So the notes are B, D, and G, and then back to our C chord. Now the first thing that we're going to do is play this nice and slowly, hands together, focusing on an even tone and smooth transitions. Okay, now you might even do this 10 or 15 or 20 times depending on your level until it feels really, really easy. If you're more advanced, it might only take you 1 or 2 times until this feels comfortable. Now, once you've mastered this one simple short chord progression, you are going to move to another key. And this is where the gold is. This is the part that most piano players skip, to take this one chord progression and play it in every single key. And the good news is, it doesn't matter what your level is, you can build up to this. And I'm going to show you how to do this using the 3 most effective ways by level. So the first way is for beginners. If you're just starting out, you might just focus on going back and forth between 2 keys. Okay, so you'll play this chord progression, the 1 chord, the 5 chord, the 1 chord, and then you'll go to another key. Let's go to the key of G. So in the key of C, we had C, G, C. And in the key of G, we're going to have G, D major, G. That's our 1 chord, our 5 chord, our 1 chord. Okay? And you might just focus on going back and forth between those 2 keys if you're a beginner. And you might do this for 1 practice session or 20 practice sessions. It doesn't really matter, because the whole purpose is to get very, very comfortable doing the exact same chord progression in both keys. Now, the second way, if you are a little bit more intermediate, or if you've done the first way and you're done with it and it feels easy, is you can take what you're doing and you can go up again by another interval. Okay, and so a great way to do this is to build on what we just did and go around the circle of fifths. Now, if you don't know what the circle of fifths is, that's okay. You can just go up by intervals of fifths. So we started in the key of C, and we're gonna go C, and then we're gonna do the key of G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, G, D, G, and then we're gonna go up 5 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna do it in the key of D, and then we're gonna go up 5 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll do A. So you can keep going up by intervals of fifths, or in other words, following the circle of fifths. And you can add a key as you get comfortable. Now, you might not do it how I just did it. I just went through like 4 key signatures all at the same time. You might start with 2, like the beginner level said. And then you might add a 3rd one, and then a 4th one, and then a 5th one. And as you do this, you're focusing on getting very, very comfortable. The purpose here is not speed. Okay, we're not trying to get to all of these keys quickly. We're trying to get them deep into the layers of our memory. Now let's talk about the 3rd way that builds on the first 2 ways, or where you can start if you're more advanced.
But first, if you are ready to completely transform the way that you practice and sound at the piano in 2025, join me for my free 4-day event called Piano Practice Lab. This is a chance for you and me to get together in Zoom live for 4 days of classes. And I'm going to teach you how to design a weekly practice routine that accelerates your trajectory to confident musical expression. You learn the difference between what's just a waste of time at the piano and what actually moves the needle and and helps you make true and lasting progress. When you reserve your free seat, you not only get access to the Zoom link for all 4 days, you also get a bunch of other freebies, including some free practice planners, a free workbook, and many other things. Pause the video, go reserve your seat right now, and then come back and press play so that you can learn that third way to practice this chord progression in every single key.
Okay, so the third way to practice, if you really want a challenge, is to go up chromatically. So in order to do this, we would start with the key of C again. We would do our simple chord progression, and then instead of going up by an interval of a fifth to the key of G, we'd actually just go up a half step to D flat. So we're gonna do C, and then we do D flat. And then we do D. And then E flat. And then E major. And so on and so forth. And you keep going up chromatically. Now again, you might not do this all in one sitting. It might take you time to work your way up the keys, and that's totally fine. You can start with C and D flat, and then maybe the next day you add D, and then maybe the next day you add E flat major, or the next week. Again, the timeline doesn't matter. Focus on getting them comfortable and confident before moving on to the next key. If you've gotten something from this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and hit the bell so that you know exactly when I release helpful videos like this, because I do it on a regular basis. Copy the link and share it with a friend so that they can also learn this transformative chord exercise. And then comment below and let me know, is this brand new to you? Have you done this before? What about this is resonating with you for your piano practice? As I mentioned, I have that free PDF linked right there in the description so that you can grab it, print it out. In the PDF, I go over a chord progression that is slightly more complicated than the one we just talked about, but you can always take the chord progression and break it down to just 2 chords at a time. And I outline exactly what the notes are and exactly what the finger numbers are so that you will know exactly how to practice this in your own practice sessions. Here on the end screen, I'm going to link Piano Practice Lab. If you haven't reserved your free seat, you can do that right now. And I'm also going to link another video where I show you exactly how to take these chord progressions and make them sound more musical. You can snag that and Piano Practice Lab link right here on the end screen. Happy practicing.